Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. What's up, family? Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Hey family, hey family. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Hey family, what's up family? Excuse me for not tuning right into you at this time. Stop playing with me. Excuse me for not tuning in at this time. But I was trying to make a phone call to a friend of mine, see if he answer his phone, because he said he's trying to get on the live.
Hey, this is Ray Bly.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
How are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Stop playing with me. I thought this was a recording.
It is?
Yeah, I thought you on the phone, right?
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
But look,
Just getting out of bed.
it took you a while to answer it. I got you on my live.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
And you want to go back to sleep?
No, I've been sleeping too much today.
Oh, because you told me call you, so I called you.
Yep.
So, other than
You're my
that,
buddy. I like talking to you.
you too, bro. Other than that, how you feeling so far?
I'm getting a lot of my health back after this last pneumonia trip in the hospital. I'm walking a lot better. I'm not getting exhausted. But I'm still an old man.
Yeah. I know Christ was telling me. He called me on the hotline and he told me you older than him. He said you older than time itself.
Sometimes I think that.
Well, Ray, I'm on my. Remember, I told you I'm on my regular restream broadcast, and I'm on my TikTok, so I have you on speaker.
What kind of topic we're going to talk about today?
Well, basically on Fridays, I try to talk about religion versus spirituality, but the whole thing is keeping it real, right? Now,
yes.
We can talk a little bit about anything, because what I said I was going to do is kind of change it up a little bit, because people tend to jump on and they do look for topics, but most of the time it's just a good conversation. You know what I mean? So sometimes people jump on TikTok. On my broadcast network, sometimes they'll text me messages and stuff like that, might ask questions, and I can read them back off. I can tell you certain things, and if you want to answer, that's fine. It's just conversation. But it's on Fridays the way
yes, I love to talk about religion.
Yeah.
Because my wife opened my eyes to it more than I've ever been in my life.
And let me share this too, since you said that. What religion your wife?
She was Buddhist.
Buddhist, okay.
And she lived Buddha 24/7, 365.
Uh-huh.
In other words, she was good to everybody, wanted to help everybody. was friendly to everybody. And she was the perfect Christian in my book, even though she was Buddhist. And when we had our children, the Buddhist church was down on 16th Street in Northwest D.C. with no parking on Sunday mornings. The Trinity Episcopal Church was right up the street about a half mile. She says, there's only one God up there.
Right.
Well, kids to learn about it, let's take them to the Episcopal Church.
And you know what I love about you, Ray? You and I can talk about anything. You know, you share with me, and if I say YT, I'm saying YT because of TikTok. They don't like you to be so specific with certain things. Excuse me, Ray. They don't want you to be so specific with certain things. So you have to watch your language. You know how it is, because you done streams yourself. So you know how certain
Well, I
things
was
go.
told running for office, never discuss politics or religion with anybody.
You should have told me that, because you know I talk religion and I talk politics. I just try not to go too deep.
Religion, so many extremists in religion doesn't have religion right. All the religions of the world, Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jewish, Muslim, Christian. What is the main meaning of it? We get down on our knees, cross our hands, and pray to our God. And our God tells us to be good to each other and help each other through this life in all the religions. But people take it to the extreme that you have to be their particular form of religion or you're not religious.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Catholics and the Protestants still hate each other in Ireland. They're not shooting each other for a while now. But the Muslims and the Jews in the Middle East. The Mormons and the Seventh-day Adventists here in America. I mean, there's one God up there, my wife told me.
Wait a minute, I gotta turn my phone up. Wait a minute. Dr. K. Dr. K.
Yeah.
No. I was talking to Dr. K on my TikTok. Speak for me so I can see if I can hear y'all loud enough.
Can you hear me?
I hear. There? Yeah, I hear both of y'all. Can you hear Mr. Ray Bly?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, good, because actually he was born like what, 1 million years ago, Ray? So he's one of them prehistoric men. Oh, y'all ain't find that funny. Let me stop. Now Ray is one of my good friends that me and him kick it. We just talk a little bit about it and everything. But he talked about his wife was Buddhist. That's why I wanted y'all to come up. Ray, you can't see them, but this is Dr. K on my TikTok and Gorgeous on my TikTok as well. Yeah, so
I'm still listening. I have an emergency right now.
Okay.
My son just pooped through his pants, but I'm still listening. I just gotta clean him up.
Okay, go ahead and
Dr. K.
We're here.
But I'm still listening.
Okay, he said good meeting y'all.
Good meeting you too, sir.
And that's not Dr. J. It's a look. I just want to know you. Dr. K is not a Dr. J.
Okay.
But very beautiful woman.
Or Dr. T, which is on Fox 45.
Now go ahead and finish saying what you were saying. I just wanted to bring them in for a minute. Mute up for me, y'all. So
there's a lot of religions in the world that's the same. Like there's 4 different Muslim religions. You can't 3 main ones, and now there's a new one, ISIS, that hate each other and don't believe the other one's their religion. Buddhists, there's 4 different Buddhist religions in the world, almost identical, but they don't like each other. How many Christian religions are there in America and the world? Dozens and dozens of denominations. and we can't get along with each other because we claim that they're not really God-fearing people because they don't practice right. Like all the religions, all the Christian religions are wrong. The Sabbath is on Saturday, and you're worshiping on the first day of the week on Sunday, not on Saturday. That's what the Seventh-day Adventists say.
Now that's the 7th day.
Open our eyes and open our hearts and realize people are people. And everybody's somewhat God-fearing, even though it's less and less of it today, openly. Most people don't go to church anymore. About 80% of the people don't go to church now in America, except on Christmas, Hanukkah, or Easter, or some other holiday their religion has. New Year's for Buddha, which is coming up very shortly. We're going to have a second New Year's this year that I worship, which is the Linear New Year, the Buddha honors. Why can't people get together, and why is there so much hate in religion to other people that are religious? That's the question of the world. Why can't we get together? Why do we hate each other so much and say you're not really religious because you don't practice exactly the same part of the Bible I do? What do you think about that?
Well, actually, you know, I'm a Christian, but you know what? It's this one person that just came up on my TikTok, and I love this young man. He's a Jew. He's a diehard. You know, because of his tradition and everything, and he don't play. He will argue you down to the ground. But he don't play. I think I told you about Alexander. He don't play. He's truly debatable, and he stand firm. He stand firm. And out of all of that, I had to learn to respect him. And
is he? You said he was Jewish?
yeah, Alexander. Yeah.
Okay. He is hated by a lot of Christians because there is a real God called Jesus, and he's the only God, period, on this earth. And the Jews have it all wrong. God did come back, like the Bible said. His name was Jesus. But the Jews believe Jesus was a disciple, just like the Muslims do. If you read the last chapter of the Muslim Korean Bible, they talk about Jesus coming back to save the world, like Moses and other important people in the Bible, but never called the Son of God.
Is that what you, wait a minute, Ray, is that what you believe, Alexander?
No, you know, in the light of the Torah and the prophets, the Mashiach, first and foremost of all, is 100% human. The Mashiach is not divine. There's no divinity in him at all. All he is a human being that has been appointed by God to rule the nations of the world. And that's it. There is no one who can atone for another person's sins by the sacrifice of themselves, as it is said by the prophets, particularly the prophet Ezekiel, Allah Shalom, who said that no matter how righteous a man is, he cannot atone for another man's sins. Each and every person has to make teshuvah, what we call teshuvah, repentance, in order to be set right by God. No man can do it for another person.
Wait a minute, Ray.
And nobody can do it for you. You must do teshuvah yourself. You can't depend on someone else to be go between you and God. There are no intercessors between you and God. You have to come to the God directly. And the thing with the New Testament,
right? Wait a minute. He said that's why he's
someone in there who is atoning for not only a man's sins, but for the sins of the whole entire world, which is absolutely impossible. God
Well, that's
said
why I respect Jewish and Buddhist.
Wait a minute, Alexander. He said that's why he respect
in the Christian religion,
the Jewish.
in most churches, they preach it doesn't matter how much you screw people all week, cheat people, have affairs and everything else. As long as you come to church and say, Jesus, forgive me, you're automatically going to go to heaven just for saying those words. And I don't believe that. I believe you have to live 24/7 like God wants you to live and practice it 24/7.
Well, the thing is that heaven is not a place up in the sky, as most people have a misconception of believing. Heaven is on earth. And that's what the Mashiach does.
Christian religions believe
he brings heaven to
earth. Wait a minute.
How you make your life.
Wait a minute, and you know what Alex is saying, it's to me it's still basically the same. It's just the wording. You know what I mean? It's the wording with it, because even when I listen to him, it's like he will talk about. All right, Dr. K, I meant to call you before I came on. I apologize. I started running around the house doing some stuff, and we'll talk a little later. But go ahead. I just wanted you to know that I didn't forget you. All right, and I'll explain it to you later. Dr. K. Yeah. See, that's why I said you know I love the way Alexander is being taught, and what they believe as well. So he can only go by just like what we do. We go by what we read and we study. Now, like I was sharing with Alex, share your experience basically from what you have learned or what you're learning or being taught with people, but don't knock however they see it. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because as time began to grow on, I began to grow. I started understanding that God deals with his people in his own special way, and not just through um, Jesus Christ. That's what I started saying, Alex. And to listen to what Alex is saying, he's seeing the other part of what I started seeing, that God just don't deal with us in that one way. You know, he's sharing from his level of what he's being taught, you know, his religion, his beliefs. And I can only share, and you too, Ray, from what we understand. Ray is a little bit older, so you know, to me, I listen to mainly our seniors. You know, somebody that been around a lot longer than me, to have a better understanding of life in general. You know, and he's not a particular religious person, Alex, but he's a very, very wise, intellectual young man. I'm calling Ray young. Young man. Yeah.
What he said, okay, I can agree with that. Because heaven, you can make heaven on earth.
Right.
That is a thing. But then again, it's controversial because some people think that heaven is a place that you go after you are unalive. But then most people believe once you are unalive, you're kind of just stuck in this realm. You're not alive, but you're not unalive. You're just there. So your body just stays there for, you know, the rest of eternity. But it's controversial. I mean, I feel like it's a place to where you can go, but then again, you can make heaven on earth. I feel like it really just depends, bro.
I like the way you just put it, because you can make heaven on earth. It's how you live it. Wait a minute, Ray talking, y'all.
Billy Graham gave me a book at one of his rallies that we went to in Kentucky. I was at Breckenridge, Kentucky Job Corps Center for 2 years, get my GED and my electronics training and stuff, called Positive Thinking. No matter how bad the storm is, you have to look for the positive. There's always good in everything, no matter how bad you think it is. Right. And if you harp on the good instead of the bad, your life will be a lot more calm. Mm-hmm. You won't be depressed, and all this other stuff that's going on, like in America, pushing greed. You know, the world is based on greed nowadays. more than ever before. And that's why the heart attacks, the incarceration of young people, depression, suicide are so prevalent in America is because of the way we treat people, making them want stuff that they don't really need.
I mean, I guess if you really want to think about it, I guess I was born with that. Because for me, I always see the light in the bad. That's what most people say they don't like about me. They're always like, Diamond, that is horrible. This is horrible. How do you see the light in the bad? That's just me. That's just naturally me. Like, I even though it's raining, I can see the light in the rain. So I was just naturally born with that. So other people have to learn that. So I don't struggle too much with that.
And see, that's the way of looking at life too, because I'm gonna say on the spiritual journey, no matter how dark it may be or it may appear, you always try to find light in that darkness. So that's joy, happiness, peace, comfort within it. But Ray, you said something, and I went over and I got this book. It's called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. You ever heard of that, Ray?
Yeah, you were breaking up pretty bad there.
Oh.
You said you got a book by Robert Greene. Is that the Positive Thinking book?
Yeah, it's like the 48
The 48 Powers of Law. I'm reading
yeah.
that right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got something else to talk about. Yeah.
I'm reading that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm into that so far. I'm not too far into
Well, like my wife, the Buddhist religion.
Yeah, his wife was Buddhist, right? Oh, hold up. I'm sorry. Oh, ho.
That's how you make life here. And like you,
wait a minute. I just gotta. It say the live is restricted for some audience, so I'm gonna put that down.
But God helped you through and showed you the light, how to be a better person after you served your time and this and that. And you're out there trying to help people now so they don't make the same mistakes you do.
Right.
That you did in your life. I'm out there trying to help people because I grew up so poor, homeless, job poor, etc. That I'm out there trying to help people, to tell them to keep fighting and keep getting better educated. And one day you'll make it. Yeah, you're going to be kicked down constantly by society, but you got to keep standing back up and keep going for the goals.
Okay. Yeah. It was wait a minute, Ray. It was just telling me. I think because I read that book, it just said it's restricted for some audience. That's all.
You got a violation?
Yeah, it was just letting me know. No, just a restriction. Just let me know that. I guess because I read it off. It's like it can be offensive. It's just a restricted. It's restricted for some. For some, it didn't restrict the live. It was just that I think because of what I read off and everything. And
so just say you're reading a book. Just don't say the title of the book.
Thank you. Because see, on TikTok, Ray, you have to word certain things. But yeah, and then I have another book. I'm not gonna read it off, but it talks about secrets and stuff, right? Where I was given this when I was over the prison, certain things. And see, Alex, I know for where you at, see, you probably just read and study with y'all with mostly the Jewish traditions and things like that. And some of us, as we begin to grow, we started moving in other areas, and which is not based particularly on religion teaching and beliefs anymore. It's not to move away from it now. I want to make that clear, or stay away from it. But it's just, it felt like something more. I was looking for something more. And that's why, Alex, I respect you to the utmost, because I watch how you stand firm on what you believe, and that's what you're supposed to do. And he will come. Ray, he will come. He don't play. With certain things that...
I really appreciate the Jews and the Christians, like at our firehouses, our police stations, and our government, where Jews volunteer to work on Christmas and Easter, so that Christians can celebrate their holidays, and the Christians work on Jewish holidays, so the Jews can have their holiday and worship the way they want. That's been going on for a century now in America, and that's how all religions should get together to help each other have a decent life.
And that's respect. That's how to respect. You know, I forgot who I was talking to. Well, I was on one of my friend's platform, and he has great topics though. But anyway, we was talking about mainly when it gets to men. Let me say, when it gets to men, my character, my personality, my morals, my values, my principles, and my integrity is built around, I'm gonna say basically around my religion with my spiritual journey, if you understand what I'm saying. So it teaches me how to be that king, to be that ruler, to be that man that God called me to be. A lot of people, gorgeous, and I'm just saying men, and I'll speak for damn near every man if it come down to it, but for men, right? Because I'm speaking on my males, you know, this is a way for me as a man to identify my character, my personality as a loving, caring, kind, considerate person. You know, as a person to go back to what Alex was saying, say like heaven and earth, because I'm here and I can live accordingly because I can make this that place that God, you know, put here for me, to heaven on earth, and it can also be this hell on earth. But what I'm saying is because of my character, my personality of who I am, I strive to be the best man I can be either way.
Indeed, you are really a character.
That's all you can do for real.
Yeah.
That's the best thing to do.
Well, that's what the show is all about.
Right.
It's about becoming
I'm joking with you.
I know. Wait a minute. Ray, can you hear them, Ray, pretty good? When they talk, can you hear when Alexander and Gorgeous talk?
Most of the time, yes.
Okay, because that's why I'll try to, you know, quiet when one of them starts speaking. But two, wait a minute, Alexander, because you know I love to hear from you. Gorgeous, she is wise beyond her years and her spirit and everything. And you know, she's awesome. She's awesome.
Thank you.
You want to tell Ray a little bit about yourself, Gorgeous?
I can.
Don't tell me she's gorgeous. My wife's going to turn over and smack me.
Well, no, that's just her nickname. Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. Let me stop. I've seen her in person. Look, I don't want to step across the line, Alex.
What's his name so I can address him?
His name is Ray. His name is Raymond Bly of Baltimore. He ran for Congress. You ran for Congress, right, Ray?
Every 2 years for the last 20, just bring common sense back to politics. And I brought back, like 2 years ago, I started saying we have to bring back the American dream to especially the poor people in the inner cities and give them an education where they can flourish in life and become middle class and get out of that situation. Now even President Trump is saying we need to bring back the dream in America. I've been preaching for vote tech centers for 10 years, running for office, and now they're slowly starting to bring back vote tech. So the inner city kids, like I was, that can work with their hands but not good at taking tests, can have a career and have a life and a decent life. Plumbers can, you know, and mechanics and stuff can make $70,000, $80,000 a year, sometimes $100,000 a year, working with your hands.
And see, that's the goal, Ray. And I know you know it, but that's the goal, is to help our, I'm gonna say men, not just our younger men, mainly our younger men because they're growing up, but our men to understand that you can get a decent paying career-minded job. So if they get into like apprenticeship programs, VOTEC programs, workforce development programs. No matter what your criminal background is, you can here in Baltimore City, and I know it's in other places too, because I have talked with other people, but that have programs in your inner city community. But the thing is, a lot of them don't know where they at. And since we mentioned that, Ray, I have a list, and I'm glad I brought my folder from downstairs. I have a list
Introduce myself. Sorry.
of businesses and nonprofits here in Baltimore City that does work with, that has programs like Van Brooks work with our youth. Damon Cooper is from Phenomenum, and you might have heard about him because they says, well, they reported some negative stuff, but I don't that was revolved around Brandon Scott and them. But anyway, he's a life coach, and Joe Gold is an ex football player. Mayo, he mentors young men. Now these people I know, most of them are melanated people. Umar, he runs the boxing center. Then we got Manure, he's the developer on he does a lot of work too with our youth. And most of these people,
but the inner city is living day by day,
right?
Not thinking about tomorrow,
right?
And to bring back the dream, you have to tell them, yes, if you keep trying, you keep studying, you keep learning, you can have the American dream and move out in the middle class areas and raise your kids with the better schools and better parks and recreation. I'd like Japan on one thing, and I think we should do it also on welfare. In Japan, if you go to jail, they will not let you out of jail if you have more than a 3-year or 4-year jail sentence until you get your GED and some VOTEC training where you can get a job when you get out of jail. They won't let you out of jail until you do that. Even if you only have a 3-year sentence, you have to get your GED and training. And I think welfare should be the same thing. If you're collecting government assistance, that you're required to go to school and learn and get that GED and go to VOTEC training so you can get a job and get off of public assistance, because public assistance is slavery to me.
Well, public, you know, it was it wasn't designed for life. It was just designed to help you. It's like a temporary program to help you move forward. But what started happening, so many people got to the point where they made it a lifestyle. And that's not what social service is all about. That's not what DSS is all about. And
social services kills people's self-worth.
Right.
Self-being. It's the slavery where you have to jump through hoops every time to keep getting it. You got to lie, you got to cheat a lot of times to get it. I mean, it kills your pride in yourself. It depresses you. It's a form of slavery to me. And until they start requiring people and, giving them babysitters for their children, giving them transportation so they can get their GED, they can get some kind of training in some field, so they can get off and have pride, saying, hey, I earned this.
Hey, Ray, let me slow you down a little bit, because 2 other people came up that I definitely want you to meet. Because one, I talked to you about, that's a veteran, and you know how he has his own live stream, and I learned a lot from him from the military standpoint of stuff, what we was talking about last night. And it's another person up here I am really crazy about, because she's running for Congress. Right up your alley, ain't it?
Yep, I am.
That's Barbie. Huh? Wait a minute.
In an all red state.
Wait a minute, Alex. Wait a minute, Alex. Alex, hold up for a minute. Hold up. So
we go.
Hold up, Alex. So we can speak one at a time, because I want you to talk. But hold up for a minute, because I want to introduce Barbie to Ray. I met Ray some years ago, Barbie, and I was going to run for the House of Delegate. I met him from the Republican Party. I know, I told you I know some Republicans and Democrats, but I met him from the Republican Party. But this what he told me, and I admired him so much. He feeds me about the election stuff like that. What's what? But anyway, I was going to run for the 12th House of Delegate here in Baltimore City. He told me this. He said, you know, if you run, you won't be able to do strengthening the community no more. Because, you know, you can't mix business and politics. Because I was trying to get the money to do the work, right? So once he told me that, I was like, well, why in the hell should I run? I mean, I ain't going to run if I can't use that money for the inner city stuff, right? But he feeds me, and that's what I love about Barbie. Barbie, she's a Democrat, but she's real. She's like you, Ray. It's not about the political party, it's about the people. And that's what I love about Barbie.
Republican, because they're just as bad as the Democrats.
Right.
In wanting the power and control over people instead of giving back our God-given rights and our Constitution, which was the freest in the world ever written.
Can you hear him, Barbie?
You're saying the Democrats are trying to take people's rights.
No, he's talking about the.
I'm asking you.
No, he's not saying. He's saying it's no different, basically.
Oh, okay.
And
there's good on both sides.
Right,
and bad on both sides.
right,
Let's
right.
just be straight up.
Right, and that's true because you know, I wasn't crazy when I became a Republican. It was more like they made me feel like they was for the inner city people and helping to build their lives up. We was also talking about programs like apprenticeship programs, vocational programs. So I'm thinking that they really want to come in the inner city and do some work. And I found out they was full of shit. And I got to go there with it because I was disappointed. I was already disappointed in the Democrats. What's up, Shanice, baby? So now I'm over here with the Republican, and I think I got a team. And next thing you know, I'm by myself again. Like I'm sitting in this chair, they go to my right, they go to my left. And I'm like, y'all a bunch of phony fake mothers, whatever. But now, not everybody. It was just some of the ones that I met who I was going to walk. And you know it, Ray. Like you know Kim Klasick, you know Christopher Anderson. My goal was introducing them to the people in the inner city, like the nonprofits and the leaders, the community people that's in authority to help them meet them, so that way it'll make them look good on that point. But then when I found out they was full of crap, I said, the hell with all of y'all.
Well, you see, I do something that's unrelated to being a politician because I hate politicians doing it. I give money like the Head Start. I give money to EYO, our youth organization, so poor people can play basketball, baseball, softball, etc. They can't afford to pay the dues and buy the shirt and stuff to play.
Good deal.
I do this, and everybody says, well, why won't you let us tell who did it? I'm sitting there, I'm not doing it for recognition running for office, where most politicians want to run over like a mayor and hold a shovel saying, I did this, when it's been in the works for 10 years, way before he was out of diapers, almost.
Wait a minute, Ray, Bobby, Ray. Hold up, Ray. Bobby talking to you.
Pretending that he did something when he never did anything. I hate politicians to do this constantly, show and tell, and brag about, that they gave so much money. People give money for two reasons: because they're running for office, or it's a big tax write-off for them.
Right.
And I don't do either. I don't care about tax write-offs. I grew up poor. A lot of people helped me when I was homeless on the streets of D.C. Came over and gave us food and stuff. And I'm paying back and paying forward, hoping that the people that I'm helping will pay it forward too when they start having a little extra money to help other people in the future. And I think that's what God wants us to do. Not show and tell it. Not brag about it. Not
Wait a minute.
have
Ray.
My background is actually construction, and I'm not a politician.
Right.
One thing that I've noticed that a lot of politicians do, the mistakes that they make, looking at previous elections and stuff like that, and this previous election year, last year, is they only campaign during an election year.
Right. Right.
For two. I'm not going to be renting out friggin' venues and shit like that. I'm going to be going to all different communities as myself and talking directly with the American people. For three, I'm not making no promises to nobody because I know how politics work. As a congressman or woman, you can't unilaterally make a decision. I will tell you what I'm going to fight for, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to be making.
You can't tell anybody what you want to do.
Wait a minute, Ray. Wait a minute, Ray. Ray.
That sounds very good, lady. I'll look into it once I'm elected. No matter if they support it or don't want to support it, they won't say whether they support it. They just say that it sounds very good. They'll look into it when they get elected.
And see, that's what I realized with a lot of them, Ray. They talk a good game, but you know, that's just individual talk. And once you get in, it's not that you don't want to do the right things to help the people, but if you're not a part of, I'm gonna say, the elite club with them, they're going to shun you. They're going to shun you. You know, so that means to some degree you have to sway, and that's the only thing. Wait a minute. And that's where you know, a lot of issues just came in that with me, period. You already know that, Ray. You already know what happened with me.
And politicians, if she works in campaigns before, she probably sees her own person she was campaigning for be a hypocrite and a liar, because when Howard County used to be the 7th congressional district, a lot of it, and I used to run in the 7th, which included Baltimore City, and they would have mixed candidate forms, both Democrats and Republicans. We go to a black church in the inner city, and all of a sudden, all these Republicans, I support BLM, I support civil rights, we have to stop all the racism in America. And then when we go to the white areas in Howard County, the rich, affluent areas, BLM should be in jail. We should prosecute all of them. They're not really helping anybody. And blacks have enough rights. They don't need any more. I mean, I'm saying, what did you say last week at the last candidate forum? It's whatever they want the people to hear, so they vote for them. And the news people don't cover this.
And you're not lying.
You the hypocritical lies that politicians do from one candidate forum in one economic area to the next economic area.
Because look, when we used to write Kim Klacik speeches, it all depends on the area that she's in. If she went into the inner city, then we needed somebody to speak more of their language. And you know I did, right? So I kind of told them what to put in to kind of cater to the people. But I understood. That's what I understood. They all have a team that works with them that writes their what's up, Tisha? They all have a team that writes their information for them as far as their speeches when it comes to what particular area they're gonna be in. Because when you're dealing with millionaires, you're going to be more conservative and constructive with that, you know, because you're catering to them more. Am I lying, Barbie?
You're not lying about them, but that's just not how I roll.
Look.
That's just not how I
And
roll.
look, Ray. I'm laughing at Barbie, right? Because you know, I'm trying not to look, Barbie. I'm studying. I'm not trying to be so like straight and blunt. Because at one time, Barbie, I was calling them suckers out. I was calling names. I was calling them suckers.
Be blunt.
That's why.
Be blunt.
That's why I really love you, because of your realness too. But now, this what I've been doing, Barbie. I've been praying to be more professional, to be hard to learn.
Sorry. Okay, they say the etiquette and shit.
Right, there you go.
I I get that.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
But when it boils down to it, when it all boils down to it,
Barbie,
especially
wait a
when
minute.
we saw-
Wait a minute, Ray.
Told
Wait a minute, Ray.
the reason in the last 20 years I only get 20% of the vote, 30% of the vote in the primaries is because I'm not part of the Republican swamp. You got to go and eat their fancy dinners for $100 or $500 a plate. You got to rub shoulders with all the Republicans around the damn state. You have to pretend you're one of them and everything. You got to be in the swamp before you can be in a swamp. And then if you get elected to Congress, they sit you down and say, okay, you either play our game or you're not going to get a committee to be on.
Yep, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. It goes from the small swamp locally. The Democrats are the same way. You got to be in part of their swamp to get the votes and them to support you. And then once you do get elected, you're in a bigger swamp.
Wait a minute, Ray, before Barbie loses her thought. Go ahead, Barbie.
But that's part of our problem. Honestly, that's part of our problem.
So basically, it sounds like if you're a good person and if you want what's best for, the people, the real people, not the Hollywood people, if you have a good heart and if you're going into the government or Congress and whatnot, they're just corrupt, bro. At the end of the day, they're covering up and saying, "Oh, we're doing it for the people." No, you're doing it for your people. No, your people.
So now let me say this. Let me say this, and I'm going straight to Alexander now. Why? Hold up. Why, when Alexander put everybody on point, and we already know Barbie was what? Why, when Alexander put everybody on point about what's happening over here, they get mad at Alexander?
Wait, what happened? What was
No. You know how Alexander speaks, right? Mainly when it comes to politics and stuff. And he'll talk about what's happening in the United States. We already know, Barbie, the games that's being played. But when Alexander, I'm not saying everybody. But when Alexander, because Alexander from the UK, right? And when Alexander, he'll talk about what's happening over here, right? And they get mad because Alexander be calling out stuff and Barbie them had to straighten them out. But some things, she bring.
Like you can say what you gotta say, but it's the delivery. You gotta make sure it's the tone of delivery. He comes off as aggressive, and that's why they don't like it. But you're telling the truth.
But see, with Alexander, one day I told him, what I'm running for Congress, if I get elected,
Wait a minute, Ray. Wait a minute, Barbie talking.
Which would help him. And he says you're gonna be a flash in the pan. Okay, I'm still gonna try and help you. Whether you like it or not, but I mean,
wait a minute, Ray.
I'm sitting here trying to help you.
Alexander is strong on his beliefs.
I get that.
Go down that until 6 feet under.
I get that.
Wait a minute, Ray.
But that interrupting and the over talking is what really bothers me about Alexander. And just FYI, Alexander, Florida is not an entirely red state. We have blue counties. Just FYI.
Yeah, you got specks of blue.
Sorry.
The specks of blue don't count.
One thing you all said.
So everyone on this panel knows who I am, right?
When the government says we're here to help,
you all know you man behind below.
Wait a minute, Ray. Wait a minute. I'm turning.
He wanted to know your name. See underneath.
Right.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Raheem, talking, Ray.
I'm gorgeous. Nice to meet you.
Same here. Let me. I'm gonna introduce myself. Raheem 46 from Long Island, New York.
Oh, here we go.
Right, Alexander, stop. Alexander, stop.
That's what bothers me.
Alexander, mute.
TikTok thing.
Alexander, hold.
If you don't know me, ma'am, here's up.
Alexander, hold up, please. Right, that's what I'm telling him.
Yeah, Long Island, New York, Marine Corps combat veteran, 2 tours Iraq, 1 Afghanistan, Marine Corps, wounded combat, retired at the age of 46. Now, hey, my good friend.
I know him. I know that guy.
Oh, you know me. So okay, cool. Alexander, my good dear, do we have the tea and crumpets ready?
Oh, geez. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, Ray, can you hear him, Ray?
You should know better than that.
Yeah, because what tends to happen, Alexander and I wish you could see him, but Alexander and Raheem tends to stay into it. Raheem is from the military, and Alexander is from the UK, and they stay into it about the
one thing that I've
differences
talked to Stephen
of
about
the countries.
is
That's all.
you don't have to have a team when you're running a campaign. I looked into it.
But
you can run your campaign for yourself when it's at a Congress level because you're in a district. It's smaller.
I got it
I
in
don't
my
plan on having a team writing my speeches, telling me
Hey
what
family,
to do.
this is Steve
But I
Copeland,
am
and
going to
I'm
have
going to
people
end this.
that
My
advise
45
me
minutes is
because
up. I love y'all, and take care,
white
family.
tea. Let's be real about this. I'm white tea. I have no idea what it's like to grow up in America as a person of color. I don't, and I need to hear that. I don't know what it's like.